Well, hello everyone. My name is Chanel. I am the author of You Are Brilliant Books. And I won't be on here for long, but I wanted to share with you children don't always have words, but they always communicate. Have you ever heard the phrase, your actions speak louder than your words? Well, let me tell you, when I was teaching in um, in my educational MU class that I shared before, there was the sweetest little boy, and he was always bubbly and he loved to dance. And every morning he would come in and he would give me a big hug, me and the assistants. And his personality was absolutely beautiful. So, but one morning he came in and he was totally different. He was tense, he was angry, and he was ready to fight. So I knew that this wasn't the sweet little boy that met us every morning. So, as educators, we're trained to look beyond the behavior. So I observed and I did not choose to react. So I watched the patterns and I paid attention to the shifts. Eventually, I met with his father, and his father said, he confirmed that him and his girlfriend had broken up and they were living in different places. And he said, I didn't even notice that my son noticed what was going on in the home. They saw us fighting. And he was really hurt about what we shared with him with his son's behavior because he know that was so not his son to be acting out like that. But the truth of the matter is his son was affected by what was going on between him and his girlfriend. And kids, they always realize, whether you realize it or not, what's going on within the home. Children, regardless of whether they are verbal or nonverbal, they communicate through their behavior. When something changes at home, it shows up in their actions long before it shows up in their words. Behavior changes always mean something. There's signals, there's messages, there are cries for connection, safety, or understanding. Ignoring these signs does not make them disappear, but it just allows time for the problem to grow. So today I came on and I shared this message to encourage all of you who hopefully have heard this story. And I encourage you to take the time to address these behaviors. What you see now, so it doesn't become bigger later. Your presence, your awareness, and your willingness to pause and address these issues will show that your children, that you're open to communicate and that you naturally care about what they're feeling. It opens that door to share how they feel, to express how they feel, and it opens that door so they can start at an early age in communicating what they're feeling. It allows them the ability to articulate and processing what they're feeling at an early age. This helps them to start that process. So I have three questions that I want you to consider when observing your children's behavior. And these questions were taken from the CDC recommendation when it comes down to behavior. When it comes down to observing your children's behavior, I want you to consider what behaviors changed. Was it their sleep? Was it their appetite? Was it their mood? Was it aggression? Was it withdrawal? When do these behaviors change? Like, is it the morning? Is it during transition? Is it after school visits or after school? Think about that. Consider what environmental or family changes happen during the time that they begin to exhibiting undesirable behavior. Think about that. Then I want you to consider when addressing behavior, what support systems do you have in place for your child to open up so that they feel safe in understanding what they're feeling and going through right now? What support systems do you have in place for them? And who can you partner with to help you in supporting the emotional stability for your child? Is it teachers, counselors, people at church, community members? Who do you have as a support system for your child's emotional stability? Write those things down and evaluate your options. For those of you who are saying, well, I don't know, should I start a conversation with my child? I encourage you to use You Are Brilliant to start the conversation, which was designed for just this, to start children at an early age, letting them know that what they're going through matters, their voice matters, how they feel matters. And they need to know at an early age, starting at age 4, if not before, that their voice matters. Starting at age 4, they need to learn how to advocate for themselves. So, for those of you who are not sure about starting the conversation, how to start, I strongly encourage you to use You Are Brilliant. Get your copy by following the link below. And for those of you who are in Texas, you can get your copy at you at Pan African Connection, which is in Dallas. You can go to youarebrilliant.com to get your copy from me, or you can, as I stated, those of you who are in Texas can go to Pan African Connections. And at You Are Brilliant, we provide identity-centered systems that drive measurable community outcomes. So I want to thank all of you for listening. Until the next time we choose to cultivate, engage, and encourage your children in knowing that their voice matters, that they are brilliant. And thank you for listening.